Welcome, 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 everybody. Tonight we're on with Kelly, and we're going to be talking about buying pallets, truckloads of liquidation returns. So this is a very, hotly questioned topic that I get tons of questions about. Should you buy returns? Should you buy them? And, the answer to that, like everything, it really depends on what you're buying. It should be obvious that you don't want to buy maybe Walmart toy returns because it's all going to be broken. But if you're going to be buying, things, kitchen, home categories, seasonal items, I'm sure everybody knows I buy a lot of seasonal items because you can buy them at the lowest cost, which would be as returns, but usually it's not even returns. All they're doing is taking everything off the shelves at the end of the season, putting them in boxes, and they go back to the distribution center for the store, and then it's going to go to the liquidation company. So, if there's a little scuff or anything wrong with the box, it goes with the returns. So it's not, always items that are returned. So, Kelly, I believe you're buying a lot of home type products, home improvement, maybe some tools, things that really aren't going to be getting much damage, right?
Yeah, that's what I mostly sell, home improvement stuff like you might get at Home Depot or Lowe's. I like it because the dollar amounts are very high. I realize the benefit of groceries. But I also like to sell a heater or a sump pump or even a faucet, expensive faucets for $200-300 a piece. I feel like I get more bang for my buck. It's easier to pack up one product and make a couple $100 than it is to pack up, 50, making $2 each. And I have done Amazon returns. I've been satisfied with my Amazon returns. What I found is the Amazon returns have been in very good condition. I would call them new condition, even though they're considered returns. They call them returns. Sometimes they call them returns and they're brand new. Sometimes they call them returns and they're garbage.
So the things you're buying from places like Home Depot, Lowe's, so home improvement type places and home improvement type categories from places like Walmart as well, you're buying, right?
The few that I have bought at Walmart were just general merchandise. They may have had home improvement, but they have had arts and crafts, kids' activities. It was not... It was a mixture of items from the Walmart returns.
Okay, so the home improvement loads, the pallets that you've bought, what would you say, what percentage of that do you have to just throw away that you can't sell at all?
Between eBay,
just
eBay, Amazon, and
overall.
Yeah, 10-15%.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually the general, the general unusable amount is usually 10 to 20% for most things. Now, if you're buying from Walmart, it's going to be a lot higher. I'd say maybe even close to 30% or more. Walmart is, basically the junk from most sellers. I mean, it's cheap and there's just a ton of it out there. So, everybody is selling Walmart. So if you're going to buy from Walmart, just be conscious that, everybody's selling it. And if it could be somebody that just doesn't care what they're selling you. So, always try and vet your sources. Make sure if you're buying Walmart loads that it's from a good source that actually cares if you buy from them again. A lot of the companies out there, it's just trying to turn and burn it. So if you see those ads constantly from these companies where they're paying for advertisement, then, a good company doesn't have to pay because the people are already going there to, to get the product from them. So if they're advertising and paying to get you as a customer, then you might not want to be going to them. The ones that you have to actually seek out on your own are the ones that you want to buy from. I mean, there's a ton of Facebook groups out there and, message boards and websites where they have a ton of stuff listed. The best bet that I have found when looking to source is go to their website, make sure they have an actual website, and see if they have some pictures posted of their warehouse, their building. Because if they have a big building, they're going to have it on their website. A lot of them are just don't even have a building. They're, sitting in a bedroom or an office somewhere, and they're just finding loads from the real companies and marking it up and selling it to you. So those aren't the people you want, because you can find the actual sources yourself.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you go with a larger, more reputable company, they have a lot more, invested in their company.
Now, a lot of people use liquidation.com. I think you've used liquidation.com. For pallets, they are, similar to eBay. You're going to bid on most of the things they have. And they also have third-party sellers. So, I even got burned by them in the past, but I bought things from third-party sellers. I wasn't buying pallets. I bought, some small lots of cosmetics. So you just have to be careful of who you're buying from. I think if you're buying whole pallets and somebody that has a good reputation on there, you're not going to have a problem. You can get a bad,
I'm close
order from anybody.
Liquidation.com is helpful because they have pictures where you can see the pallet from afar. They'll show you a picture of it from, maybe 10 feet, 5 feet. So you have an idea of the condition of the boxes, and that is going to be a huge clue as to what you're going to find inside. If the boxes are all beat up, chances are what you got inside could be beat up. If the boxes are pristine and perfect, and there's more than one of the same product in that lot, usually, even though it's returns, it ends up being just surplus, just regular liquidated products, because you don't usually get 10 faucets on one pallet if they're actually returns, but they sell them as returns.
Right. So you've given us some pictures of what you actually have. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go over that, and we can go over, the process of actually going through what liquidation.com has, because they have, a ton of stuff. So if you're lucky enough to be near one of their centers, you can refine it down to what they have at those places, or you can have the thing shipped to you. If it's a box full, they'll ship UPS, or if it's pallets, they'll ship it freight to you. So there's a lot of options there, and they do have several warehouses around the country.
And they will let you drive there.
Right. You can
pick them up. So, yeah. All right. So this is just one example of what was there. If this is considered a return, you can see the strapping on it still. Slight scuffing, but it was a brand new product. It said it was a return. It clearly was not a return.
Right. So scuffs on an item like this, I would sell this as new still. Scuffs on a toy box, shelfware, I would not sell as new. That's really up to you. You can check and see how you can sell each item, but usually you can sell these kind of items as used in the home category. Toys you can't sell as used, but you can sell them as collectible, which is the same thing. Something given as a gift.
Some of it is just right. Yeah.
If it's if it's something they're going to rip up and throw in the garbage can, then a little scuff on it is not as big of a deal. And you're really better off selling this stuff on FBA, because, it's only going to cost you know, at the most 50 cents a pound to be shipping. Okay, so what do we have here? We have some tape, we have some shipping,
Yeah.
some UPS waybill.
I would say here that this is an important thing for buying returns, particularly home improvement returns. Home Depot mails out a lot of their products not in actual shipping boxes, but ships it out, the actual product, and just slaps on a UPS shipping pouch. So I don't know if you ever try to get one off. They don't come off. They're harder than any sticker. Sean's trick of using the lighter fluid doesn't work on that. So the best you can do is clean it up. But again, you know, in this particular case, and is most of them, you open it up and it's in really good shape. You obviously can't sell this new. You're competing with Amazon Warehouse on these things. But I would say you're going to have those UPS pouches on 30%, 40%, a lot. Again, this was a faucet. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. This might be helpful. Returns, particularly home improvement returns, can be labor intensive. So this product new, let's say it's in a perfect box, but it's been opened. I have to take it out of the box, take a quick look at the instructions, and then make sure that all those pieces are there. As you can imagine, selling something with a faucet, I'm not a faucet expert. It takes time. And unfortunately, this is not the kind of thing that you can give to a VA. It's either you doing it or the people working for you doing it.
Yes, and anything liquidation is going to be very time intensive. You know, I have a whole staff of warehouse workers, and you know, there's a lot of work into the prepping, you know, of items. And you know, the last deal we bought had over 7,000 items that we have to sort through, you know, and verify. And you know, so I'm buying a lot of big lots. And even if you're starting out, every single item, it's not just slapping a label on. But the difference is from making 20% returns to, you know, coming close to doubling your money doing retail arbitrage, you know, to this where you can make, I mean, up to 10 times your money. I mean, I've done 10 times or more my money back on a lot of liquidation deals that I've bought. So, you know, it's just, you're trading off time for money, you know, and I would rather make the most amount of money.
Right. Let's say I pay $15, $20 on, or it takes their cuts and all, but in return, lessons here. Yeah, this is just an example of your choices. This is the ones that are ending soon. Yeah, DIY, you can see the DIY Central are Home Depot returns. So if you get a DIY Central, the only thing you're getting is Home Depot returns.
I think people are having a hard time. Your signal is cutting in and out, Kelly.
Okay.
I don't think people can hear you.
Sorry.
Okay, so it sounds fine to me now, but
We have a question
okay.
too.
So let's see what else we have here. So this is some bids on, maybe this is the one that you bought or one that you were watching. So
yeah, no, that's one that I bought. It's actually it's one of the ones that I just showed. It's the one that has some of the items I showed you guys, and how it works. It's not like some other companies where you set by a set price for what you're buying. It functions pretty much like eBay, where you bid on it, and obviously the best suggestion is to decide how much you're willing to pay, what's the max amount you're willing to pay, so you don't get caught up into a bidding frenzy. And $5 usually, and can go up for a pallet anywhere between, I don't know, 150 to 300 for returns, and $500-600 for new.
Oops. Oh. Okay, so we looked at these. Okay, so is this the manifest for the same pallet now?
You should have that. Yeah, that's it. That's the manifest. This is what they provide you. The product, how many you're in there, the retail price, which of course many of us know is not what it's going to sell for. I mean, sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. You have to do your research. PC
Right,
code.
So it has a product, the quantity, how many is in that pallet or lot or truckload. The retail price is the cost per item, and then the total. If there was 5 of them or 10 of them, it would multiply the retail price times the quantity, and the manufacturer if it's available, and of course the UPC, which is the most important part. I think you're froze up now, Kelly. So what we do is what I would do here is I would select all this and post it into a spreadsheet, and then there's many tools out there that you could compare it to. ScanPower has Evaluate, and it's free up to 50 items. So if you're buying a single pallet or small lots, then you could just put this in a spreadsheet, upload it to them, and it would spit out all the information after about 5 or 10 minutes. Based on the UPCs, it would compare it to Amazon, look at the the pricing information, show you the sales rank, how much you'd make after fees, and all that information, so you could make a better educated guess at how much you would want to bid.
Yeah. I mean, on average, I would say for most of these Home Depot returns, I'm paying about 20-25 cents on the dollar for whatever they say the MSRP is for the whole lot. It's about what I usually pay.
Okay, so this looks like the description. It has a manifest. It tells you how many is in the lot, the total weight, for shipping, where it's at, Cranberry, New Jersey. So Kelly's in New Jersey, so she can just drive there and pick it up, and what the zip code is. So you can figure out all the shipping. It tells you where it is, the zip code, and the total weight if you want to have your own company go there. And there's an 8% buyer's premium. So that means anything you buy is going to be an additional 8% over that cost. Quantity variance is 2%, which is probably just an average, saying, the items overall could be off by 2%. And buyer may arrange shipping. Sometimes it won't say that. So it's saying you can either go pick it up, or you can have a trucking company or courier come pick it up. And it's basically saying it's a Fortune 500 company. Very few liquidators, unless you call and talk to them on the phone or already have a pre-existing relationship, are going to tell you what company they're coming from. So it's saying it's a Fortune 500 company, one of the world's largest home improvement retailers, which means, it's probably Home Depot. The original retail price, which is all the manifest added up, and then probably some of their top items listed here, and DIY Central, like Kelly said, I believe is Home Depot, which we already figured out. And that's about it for that screen. Okay, so here's the shipping quote screen. This is the base cost. An additional price if you have a residential delivery, it always costs more because they have to use a smaller truck. They usually can't use a 53-foot semi. Liftgate service is always an additional price. Usually I see about a $200 additional fee, so this $40 fee is pretty good. And then the shipping class, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but 110 is usually, a height in trucking, so and may only be able to, use pallets that are lower than that. And that's about all the information here. Kelly, maybe you could try leaving and rejoining. Maybe your signal might be better.
Okay.
Your screen's completely frozen up still. So
You can hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's cutting out and your screen is frozen.
Okay.
You have a very weak signal right now.
All right, let me try. Okay, give me a sec. Okay.
Okay, and the last picture, hopefully Kelly makes it back, but the last picture is something really important that if you haven't done liquidation and you want to get into this, it's something that, you really need to pay attention to, because their idea of new and used, returned, salvaged, shelf pulled, refurbished are going to be a lot different than, what yours probably will be or what Amazon's are. So you really want to familiarize yourself with these. Used is used assets that were previously sold and put into use. So that basically means they were returns.
Me too.
But they possess notable cosmetic defects and blemishes. So this is something that you really want to worry about with any company you're buying from. Not just, we're showing you the information from liquidations.com, but this could apply to any company. You really need to know what their idea of a shelf pull or use or return.
Like afterwards, like a
Yeah, but
yeah, but
you can go.
I
Can't see them.
like what okay. I would say diamond oil.
Any better, Sean? Any better?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So we were just going over, the different levels of returns and all the conditions that they might have, not just at liquidation, but any company that you're dealing with. You're going to have to, be sure you know what you're buying, because liquidation is what it is, and you really have to worry about what you're getting, because some companies just want to sell you whatever they can, and they like we said before, they don't really care what they're doing, who they're doing it to, or what they're giving you, because they're just trying to get that next sale. So dealing with a big company like this, you really know what you're getting. Or Via Trading or AML, Pallet Bid, all the companies that we've shared over and over in the groups are groups are companies that we've done business with and are very trustworthy and are some of the biggest companies in the liquidation business. So it's usually best to stick with the bigger companies, even though the smaller ones might be giving you a bit, what sounds like a better deal. It might not be such a great deal once you get the product.
I'll add, if this is helpful. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
One of the things that would be important to keep in mind when you are buying the returns is that occasionally, maybe 5% of the time, the barcodes are cut out, and if the item has to an original customer and then returned, their address is on that, and they will cut that out sometimes. I would say that's probably cut about 10% of the time. And then there's always a sticker on the barcode, but they're easy to remove with Sean's suggestion of the lighter fluid.
Okay.
It just makes researching it for Amazon a bit harder without the barcode.
Right. Definitely. But, you know, if you're getting something that is manifested, then you really don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Let me just see if I can find you.
You just can't use your little scanner gun on it.
Right. But if you already, if it's manifested, are you talking about unmanifested lots?
No, either way, it's just more difficult with the barcode. Because I use the scanner. I mean, you can do copy paste and put it into Seller Central or put it in, you know, to another listing app. Just in case people didn't realize that stuff sometimes is cut out.
Valerie, are you still there?
I am. So I have, there's some questions.
Okay.
If you guys are,
just
ready.
okay, just one moment. I actually need to switch screens for a second.
I have one more helpful suggestion.
Yeah, we love helpful.
Yep. You're checking the product, you're opening it up, you're making sure all the pieces are there. You'd also want to check for instructions. For whatever reason, the instructions are occasionally not in there. And certainly your buyers are looking for instruction manuals. And if it doesn't have an instruction manual, you can still sell it. You'll just need to indicate that when you sell it. I don't know why the instruction manuals disappear in returns. I can also, I can offer another bit of information based on my experience. If there are returns for people might want to use temporarily and return back to the store, you're more likely to get items that are actually used and not actually just returns based on the wrong color, the wrong size. So, for example, portable air conditioners. People buy them, they use them while their air conditioning is broken, they return them. So you'll end up with a product that is actually used. Learned that from experience.
Kelly, you can answer, actually, we don't need Sean for this one, but Jimmy had asked if liquidation.com is the only site that you use.
That's what I use. Yeah, I use liquidation.com, but I'll use the Home Depot, I'll do the Walmart, I'll do Amazon returns, all from them. I primarily have been using them because they're so close to me and I don't have to worry about it. But I will be moving, taking some of Sean's suggestions and trying some other ones soon.
You're breaking up a little bit, but I believe that you were saying that you try to use it close to you so you can avoid shipping costs and then kind of go off of what Sean's doing. So, and Jimmy, you said which of those types listed do you usually avoid, if any? Which of those types of what, if I may have missed that, but you know, Kelly, great. If not, Jimmy, do you want to let us know what you're referring to? Okay. Did it get answered for you, or do you want to
what
go
things
back?
do I avoid? Like I said.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now, Valerie?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, sorry, we're having a lot of connection problems. I don't know what's going on today.
Yeah, we're having it here, so.
Okay, well, sorry everybody. Yeah, well, we've posted a lot of different ones. Now, if you have a liquidation.com warehouse close to you, then it's a great source because you can just go and pick it up. So if you're only buying a pallet or two, you can go pick up your pallet, unload it, pick up another one. Depending on what kind of vehicle you have, it's a great, to save quite a bit of money, because if you're just getting a couple pallets shipped, it could still cost you, $200 or $300 depending on where it's coming from and how many states it has to go through. And they have, they have liquidation from a lot of the big companies. Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon. I think Kelly had mentioned a couple others. So it's a great source, but it depends on where you live. If you live near Alabama, you should buy from AML, American Merchandise Liquidators, which we posted about quite a bit. And they also own PalletBid.com, which is another bidding site. You can buy pallets. So, and if you live in the West Coast, there's there's Via Trading, which is probably the biggest one in the country. So there's options in different parts of the country, and of course, liquidation.com has several warehouses all over the U.S. I think Kelly's still frozen. Was there any other questions?
Did you guys, I don't know if I missed it or not, but did you address the premium items at all?
Address the what?
Am I frozen again?
Premium.
You're breaking up, Valerie.
We got bad storms up here too. It's the premium items.
No.
Okay, so Ian had asked on online liquidators, he's seen listings that are marked as premium items. What are the difference between these listings and listings not marked premium?
Is he talking about on liquidation.com or?
I don't know on that.
I'm not.
Ian, if you can clarify on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, because I really don't know what they would mean by premium items. Usually they're when you're buying liquidation, you only have a few different classifications. Of course there will be new, and then it's usually shelf pulls, which are things that are on the shelf. Maybe the season's over, or they have a newer version of the item, or there's a lot of different reasons, but they could be they're just pulling them off the shelves because they've used their whole lifespan up. And then they go back to the distributor for whatever company, and then they're sold by the truckload to a liquidator. And then you would have returns, which are, of course, returns, and then there's salvage. And salvage usually means it's probably going to be broken. So you always want to stay away from salvage unless you have, some other use for them, but it's probably not going to be worth selling on Amazon. And then, the other, there's also some items that just never make it into the stores. The company buys more than they can use, and they have a contract with the manufacturer. So more just keeps coming from the manufacturer. So they have to do something with, with what they already have, but never even made it to the store level. So that goes into liquidation as well. So you have all these different levels, and you really need to know what the company you're buying from, what they're calling it is actually what you think it is. So, if you're going to buy something, returns, you're going to know it's returns, but if it's shelf pulls or they say it's used or something else, you need to actually find out what the source of it is. If it was taken off of the shelf, or if it was sold to an end user, or maybe even just sold to the store and then went to the liquidation company. These are all things that are important to know, because obviously if it was never sold in a store, then it's probably going to be able to be sold as new.
Yeah, and I would add too, it is not always what they say it is. Even the new things that I pick up, they're dusty. It's a dirty job to get the returns, because lots of times they're dusty and dirty. That can be cleaned up, wiped up. They describe it as the definition of new that you just read on the other picture. On the other photo was, exactly the way it was from the manufacturer. It's not like that sometimes. A lot of the times it's not. It's dirty, it's dusty, and has to be cleaned. Not the inside, the outside. I mean, the outside boxes as they've been moved from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse.
Right. Well, if you're buying liquidation, you can pretty much expect that everything's going to be dusty and dirty. Like I said, it's a lot of work. So, if you have more time than money, then it might be something to look into, or if you really want good returns.
All right, so I think we covered everything. Jimmy had asked about when you had it on the computer about if you avoid any listed items. Like he said that it had to do with shelf pulls, new refurbish, etc. If there was anything you avoided. Other than that, that's all the questions. If you guys have something else, now's the time. But if not,
Right, Ian. Okay, I do see Ian's comment. So if they're just saying it's premium items, it's that maybe they're going through the pallets that they're buying, and they're just they're going through the pallets that they're buying, and they might be pulling all the best stuff out, and that's what they're calling premium items. A lot of these companies, the smaller ones, are cherry picking the items and pulling all the good stuff out. So I might want to be a little leery of a company like that. I mean, you can buy the premium stuff for more, but then when they're trying to sell you the regular stuff, you can probably expect that it's not going to be, anything that's great in there. If you're buying from a big company, if you're buying from AML or buying by the whole truckload or buying from liquidation.com, they don't have time to go through and, pick some good items, sell them separately. Maybe they are, but maybe usually they're not going to be cherry picking all the best items out. Kelly's buying pallets for under $300, as you've seen, and she's selling items for over $300 that are single items from those pallets. So they're not pulling out all the best stuff and selling them separately. They might be, in the electronics pallets, but probably not in that. I think we totally lost Kelly now.
yeah, I don't. She's not.
Her video is black, so I don't know what's going on there. So,
Sorry.
if there's any other questions.
Kelly, you're not coming in at all.
Yeah. So I think Jimmy asked what types would I usually avoid. And video even. What do I usually avoid? Definitely avoid the salvage. Because that's going to be broken. I think we already covered that. Right, and there'll be a replay. We'll upload the replay, so you'll be able to look at all the pictures again. But if you go to liquidation.com, I think we'll make another video in the future where I'm going, we can walk through doing an actual buy when our video is working a lot better. And I can show you how I would, download the list and put it into, ScanPower, Evaluate, which is actually free if you're not subscribed to ScanPower, and how you would order, what to pick, and there's a lot of stuff there. So just go back and watch the video, look at the pictures we shared, and if you have any questions, just ask me in the group. I can help you with, if you're having a problem with a buy, or especially if you have somebody that you're not sure if you want to buy from, let me know, and I'll take a look at the company, or I may have dealt with them in the past. But if you just search for hashtag liquidation in the group, you will see all the different reputable companies that I know that we deal with that have just a ton of stuff. I mean, they're buying dozens of truckloads every day. Nice donuts.
And I can compile a list too, if we want to put some of the sites in the group, like list what we went over.
Yeah, we can compile a list, but for anybody that has any extra questions, just post in the group, and we'll help you out. We don't, that's what we're here for. We don't want anybody to buy a bad load just to buy liquidation. So do your due diligence, get pictures, and make sure it's a company that you want to deal with, because there's probably a lot of them out there that you don't. So stick with the big companies until you have plenty of experience. All right, we'll see you in the groups, and we'll talk to everybody Monday. Thanks for coming.